was on a walk last night with my dog, and there was this pesky little fly that wouldn't leave me alone. It followed me a block and a half, 2 blocks, and I would swat at it and it would follow me. It was so annoying. And this is exactly how I feel about these headlines. News outlets will always use anything about Taylor Swift because it will garner them clicks. That has been the case for a lot of years. She gets a lot of attention online. Anything with her name attached to it will garner clicks. So they will make a story out of anything. But we don't know exactly what happened here because the supposed arrest of this supposed process server that was supposedly serving papers on behalf of specifically Justin Baldoni. I mean, everything about it is a question mark for me. Because when you serve process, you do have a third party, potentially an investigator, a personal investigator, go out and find the address and try to serve the party. But they are not instructed to violate the law. They are not instructed to jump over a fence. They are not instructed to go at 2 o'clock in the morning. There are very specific rules about serving process on people. And someone hiring an outside person to do so expects that that outside person follows the law. They would not ask them to break the law. So if this person actually was asked by the Wayfarer parties to serve a deposition subpoena on Taylor Swift, and they went rogue and decided to jump over a fence and go in the middle of the night, that's on them. That's not on the Wayfarer parties. That seems very alarming to me. If I was the attorney that was handling the case and my third party process server did that, I would have some choice words for the company that I hire to get this done. Now, we don't even know what they were serving her with and if that was in fact papers related to this case. It seems suspect to me that the Wayfarer parties, who seem to have some open lines of communication with Venable, the attorneys who represent Taylor Swift, why they would go about trying to serve her personally in this way. Now, we saw some of the Isabella Ferrer deposition serving issues that happened, but that law firm was not cooperating with the Wayfarer parties counsel. There was some tension there. It seemed like there were some other disputes there. Whereas we have seen that Venable has not necessarily cooperated, but has been friendly or professional with the Wayfarer parties counsel. So it just seems odd that this would be the next step, that they would take this type of escalation. And again, I don't think that any party that has reasonable counsel would tell their process server to go and try and serve someone in the middle of the night by jumping their fence and breaking all sorts of laws. I don't believe that that was the case. But if that happened here, that doesn't seem to be at the direction of the Wayfarer parties. The other thing that these headlines keep saying, which are wrong, and I've seen a few people correct it, but here I am trying to do it again, is that the judge did not decline the Wayfarer party's opportunity to depose her, to depose Taylor Swift. The court simply declined to extend the deadline by which depositions needed to be completed. That would honor the scheduling that Taylor Swift had said to the Wayfarer parties, which was she's not available to be deposed until October. That does not mean that they cannot depose her. And it certainly does not mean that they cannot ask her to show up at the trial. So all of that is still available to the Wayfarer parties. They can still try to depose her before the deadline. And if she declines and they move to compel, then we'll see what happens at that point. But that's not what the court had ruled. The court had ruled, I'm not giving you additional time because you haven't showed that you've tried to depose her before the deadline. That's it. That's all it says. So these headlines are just garnering clicks because they know it will drive people to their site, and it's just creating all this confusion using Taylor's name.